Welcome to
Grab Life by the Horns.
Powered by Legacy Builders Global, and we are Jennifer Pecan and
Jan-Mark Pecan. Welcome to the last episode of Grab Life by the Horns in this crazy year 2020. It's the last day of 2020, and I know many of you cannot wait for tomorrow, cannot wait for midnight, and cannot wait for 2021. And so do we, even though we had a very good year in 2020, and we already talked about what we're grateful for on the Christmas special. And this here is the first one also for 2021, and because we want you guys to succeed in 2021 beyond your beliefs. We want that like everything that you wish for comes true, that you get the dream job, that you get the investment, that you find your dream partner, your dream home, whatever you want in life should come true in 2021. And while I'm saying that, a lot of people will falter in 2021 again, like they did in 2020, like they did in 2019, like they did in 2018. And the reason is, I mean, if you look at gym subscriptions, they soar in January. It's like every gym puts out the specials and you can sign up, and there's a lot of marketing spent on that because everybody wants to like stop smoking, live healthier, and then in February everyone is back to normal. And the thing is, because these wishes, they don't work. They simply don't work. What you have to change in order to be able to make 2021 your year is you have to become resilient, persistent, and also you have to work on your mindset. If you have already a great mindset, like half of it is already done, because mindset is really one of the corner pillars when it comes to success. Because like a great mindset is not showing when everything goes right, but when everything goes wrong. How fast can you recover? How persistent can you be? How many no's can you deal with in order to get to that yes? And things in 2021 are gonna change. They are gonna change for us, they are gonna change for you, and they are gonna change for the world. We talked with a lot of people before Christmas, and a lot of very influential people. And what they said is that like most likely in the first quarter, nothing dramatic is going to change. It's going to carry on like 2020, and it's going to feel like Groundhog Day all over again. And it's then going to slowly start changing. So with that, we're going to talk a little bit about what we are going to change, what our goals are for 2021, how you can set goals, how you can be persistent, and how you can make 2021 your year.
Hey guys, I'm here as well. I didn't want to interrupt Jan-Mark. So I think it was one of the longest introductions into a podcast.
So far.
So far, yeah. I'm sure you can make it better again.
And longer.
And longer, of course. So, amazing. So we made it. 2020 is gone. And I'm not so sure. Like, I think, like, I remember last year and the year before, I was really happy when we had this New Year's, especially in from 2018 to 2019. I had this feeling that when we changed the year, it was really, I felt lighter, and I really had this feeling like, thank goodness this year's over. I will not have it this year because with this knowledge that actually Germany goes with a lockdown to the new year, it's not really a change. And but we want to talk. We don't want to talk about Corona. So this is like if another pandemic is coming or something else is coming, like we will have a lot of things to handle and to adapt. And I think, and you know this already, that Corona was a really great exercise for us to understand that how we have to adapt and that we have to adapt and that we cannot everything for granted to how it works. We were really, really fortunate the last years. Life will change. There will be a new reality, a new normal, and we will know how the new normal will look like end of next year. But what we saw as well, and this is why we want to take this episode to push through, is that we see a lot of people, and because we helped a lot of people this year already to achieve their goals, and they have already like this over average or like a little bit above the average success, and compared to
the neighbors,
or friends or something like this, the social comparison. You should never compare to other people, but only to you. But unfortunately, a lot of people, they stop working on their own goals when they realize they have basically a better life, like the neighbors, like Jan Mark said, or like friends, or like they had before, and they have a better life like the most people. Then they stop and they say, well, actually, it's enough. I have enough money. I can live the life I want to live. And if this is your goal, it's totally fine. But if you had another goal before, like, for example, like multiple houses on different paths, on different places on the earth, or like a private jet, or like, own your own company with X amount of employees, or things like that. And there are a lot of people, they stop on the way as soon as they have more than they had before, and it's more than the average. And this is where where you can see difference. Who is pushing through and who is going back to this situation where you feel uncomfortable, because you built already this comfortable life. You have enough to go on holidays, to have a luxury life, like in your eyes and in your situation. And then why you should go back to make your life uncomfortable again. And we are in the situation because we did a big step and we reached the next level while we are moving here, and Jan Mark is now out of his job. And we have to make sure that we are going now in an uncomfortable position again, that we are pushing for the next year to reach the next level, and that we're not stopping now, because if we would stop now, end of next year, we are lost, like we would have nothing and we would start from scratch. And a lot of people don't realize that. So this is why we said, well, we take you with us on our journey, and what we are doing to make our life more uncomfortable next year. What is your, Jan Mark, what is your scarcity or like your fear about next year, and what is uncomfortable for New Year's year? Because you had a really structured routine the whole time as an employee, obviously, and put the companies on addition and the investments on addition. What scares you for next year, and what makes you, like, obviously life is more comfortable for you because you have your own daily routine.
Well, for me, I mean, it's the first time since 11 and a half years that I don't have an employer, so to say, even though we have our own companies, but it's somehow not the same, right? If it's your own company and you're employed by your own company, and you have your own investments and everything. So it's something I struggled with over the last weeks and months in order to move my mindset to a place where I'm feeling okay with it. And still sometimes it comes up because sometimes it comes up and okay, what if we don't get this deal? What if we cannot do this? What if like there comes the third lockdown? And like all of this what ifs, they also come to my mind, and I'm thinking then, okay, what if we run out of money? And even though we have a pretty comfortable position right now to be in, so but it's all of this, and like all of this unforeseeable things that I would think I'm more scared about the things I don't know yet than about the things I know. Because, and maybe you're feeling the same out there, is because there are a lot of things that can happen, that can go right, that can go wrong, that you cannot, and that are impossible for you to see right now. Because they are depending on other people, they are depending on the economy. I mean, there are a lot of things, yes, you can do in order to limit that, and you can create your own economy and all of this. But still, there are things that are out of your control, and that you can only decide how you react to them. And I think that, for me, is what is scaring me. But what about you?
Well, I'm not really scared for next year, because I know that we really, as you already said in the last podcast, are really fast in adapting and shifting the mindset from shit, what happened now, and what we can do and change. We really adapt very fast for the first lockdown and did all the things, and we are constantly learning. We have a lot of informations up front because we are surrounding with the right people. So I'm not scared, but what we already decided, and what our life next year will look like as well, is that we are not looking as we planned for a new place where we will live. So we are staying in the apartment we are having right now, even though it's not the perfect fit and it's way too small, but we don't want to take this energy and use the energy to look for another place, and to where we feel comfortable and we have more space, because right now what we have, it's enough, and we want we decided to take this time and energy to focus on our business and to move this forward. So this is one thing which is not really comfortable. But we make things happen around, and it has good points and it pros and cons, like everything, every decision. It's not only bad, but obviously we have at the moment 2 bedrooms and 1 living room, and it's way too less if you work at home the whole day and you have a son. So not everything of our stuff will fit here, and we definitely have to sacrifice on some of these things. This is uncomfortable, and that for sure we are, because you are working now full-time for our companies, that we decided as well not doing everything, or not a lot of things together, but get more separated on the tasks, which will put us in a new position, which is not scary, but uncomfortable in this way, all the things because we are so focused on our goals that we make again these short-term sacrifices. That, for example, that I'm going to, Felix is now in an age where he understands more and more. So we are creating new routines for the bedtime, for example, and as well to train him and practice him even more in the entrepreneurial and investment as an investor and entrepreneur, more skills for that. And we have to think about as well how we do this, and how he can work with this. What are the mindset things he is, what are important for him as well to be like that. He is all this affirmation, for what he is, that he has a good view, or that he knows a lot about himself as well. he so all that we are learning trading. This is for sure not really comfortable for me, and but this is something on the other side I want to learn as well. And that we have a lot of things to
juggle.
To juggle around, and that everything at the end will leads us, and to have this patience and this trust that everything will be fine. It's not comfortable that we cannot travel back and forth to Germany like we planned to, for sure, and that we are focusing on not doing going back. I don't want to say going back to our old business model, but at the end we did a lot of offline events, and that we still stay patient, that we continue with the new things, that we learn what's new, what is the next trend, because nobody wants to listen to the webinars again, or even more, because it's we had so many this year. Nobody wants to be on Zoom. It's getting less and less attraction in my case, because I'm focusing on the marketing. And to learn new things, and this is completely out of my comfort zone as well. We are growing the team, so we are adding 14 new countries. We are going to publish a book. We get coaching, one-on-one coachings again next year, which will put us for sure out of our comfort zone.
Yes.
And which is already, when I think about that, it's already this scares me. Because I know this will be interrupt our our routine again. But that's fine, and
that's why we do it.
This is why we're doing. This is as well what we love. So to fear and love is at the same.
It's the same emotion,
it's the
actually.
Same emotion, yes. So this is what we do to get out of our comfort zone, and as well, to look for a nanny or for a housemate stay full-time with us is out of our comfort zone as well, because to have somebody the whole day around us, and to have the responsibility as well to pay this person full-time is as well not a comfortable situation. And it's everybody, and maybe you as well, it's well, okay, I wish I would have a housemate, but you are responsible for another life, and they count on you, that you pay them, and you take on this responsibility for their life as well.
Yeah.
And you have to change yourself as well, that this person fits to your environment, and that you can work together as a part of the team. So, and this is it's a really key position as well in your life, because she is managing basically us privately, and to give up this control is not a comfortable situation for me, to be honest, but it's necessary. So a lot of things what we are going to do to grow, and I'm looking forward to that. But nothing but. I'm looking forward to that. Nothing but.
Yep, it's. I mean, you have to. Sometimes they say you pick your battles, because you cannot be everywhere. Otherwise, you're spread too thin, and it's really like that. But we definitely next year is a year we're gonna invest more time and more money, of course, into our self-development again. And the reason why we didn't do it this year was because we moved to Cyprus. We know that will take a lot of our time in order to settle into a new country. With Felix at our side, we had to juggle a lot around. And this year was also for us a cleanup year where we cleaned a lot of stuff in our companies. We restructured the companies. We founded a new company. We raised money. So
we bought an apartment.
I mean, all of those things that we did, and we had to get clear about the strategy and where we want to go and how we want to do things, the team and everything. So now the base, we moved the base up a bit, It's like, I don't know if you know those timber sports where the guys climb basically a tree and then chop the top of the tree off, but in order to get up there they have to chop and put like wood into it in order to build their own stairs in order to climb that tree up. And that's basically like it works in business. You start on the ground level, then you chop the first hole, you put in the first wood and you stand on that wood, and then you start chopping the next level, and then you move your second wood up, and then you start moving up the tree until you really come up. And this is what we have done so far every year, and this year was a big year for us, and it was a whole new level in order to get there. And this is why we made the choice not to get too much coaching this year. We got some when we believed we needed it, and because we wanted to make sure we are really cleaning everything and we're having everything at a level. And like also because what Jennifer said, that the redistribution of the tasks between the two of us, so that we now know that when we are taking like new input, how are we going to deal with that input, who's going to do what, how are we getting it implemented, and at the end also monetized, right? Because if you get coaching, there should be an outcome out of that coaching, and you should be able to do something with it. If it's like your mindset, if it's about like investing, like a lot of the investors, and that's like one of the, like, it's our core value. We want you to get paid, and is like for us the measurable outcome is, are our investors better off like after we help them or not? And if not, then why not? What can we change? How can we help that person? And like all of the things, this year, I mean, was uncomfortable by nature, right? Because it's like
for all of us.
For all of us, because nobody knew what the hell is going on. You didn't know, it's like lockdown, you can't travel, you have to do this test, you have to do that. How is it gonna work? How do you do business? How do we move everything online? I mean, this year was a huge challenge for all of us. And next year, you have to, like, the challenges might be a little bit less, because you get a little bit more familiar on how this works with lockdowns and tests and travel and all of this. Still, there are a lot of unknown things.
I think the challenge next year is to accept the new reality, because it's made up by the economy or by the governments, and not all of us will be aligned with these decisions. And this is a really big challenge for a lot of people. We already experience it here, and we don't agree with everything what they decided so far. So I'm sure that we will, and you have to find a way to adapt to this as well. But to push forward, and as well what is the next thing, and what we realized is as well, coming back a little bit to the topic, is that if you're realizing that you're already like better than the average, then you are stopping. So if you learn something, for example, in my case or in our cases as well, it's like sales and marketing, or like networking, then you say, okay, I can do that. It's fine, I can do that, and then you focus on the next thing. But you're not, because you're not focusing on your strength, you will not follow up with this. And what helps you with this is different challenges. And I'm a big fan of different challenges, because it allows you to focus on a different or on a specific time period, to focus on this thing, and keeps you committed and holds you accountable that you're doing this. And we had different challenges last year already, which really helped us to push through. especially to do this podcast on a weekly basis, a challenge itself, then we are recommending books in our club on a weekly basis. So it helps us continuing doing the mind feeding. Then we have as well to building the network, especially online, which is a challenge for a lot of people doing this online and not on networking events, like LinkedIn, on Facebook. Like, what platform is the best for you and for your topic and for your audience. This is a challenge itself, and with this challenges, I'm growing as well. It's for me personal now, because this is something I'm continuing to grow, that I take on new challenges, and I'm really happy for my accountability partner Xenia for that, because she is pushing as well. And we have a book, both of us, in our shelf, and we want to work on this. And she said, well, I cannot focus at the moment on this. We should do a challenge with that. And this is what we do. So we do a challenge with this book because we need to implement the things what we are reading there. And we will do a 30, 60, 90-day challenge, it depends, to implement the stuff. And this is if you break it down on exactly, a quarter on a quarter, and on 3 months, and you break it down on a daily base, it's not that much time, but it allows you to, to make a check on the things, because there's nothing worse than not finishing the stuff. And this is one of the things we are going to do, and it brings you every time in an uncomfortable situation, because every time when you agree to a challenge which you actually don't want to do, for example, for Jan Mark is getting the push-ups done and the sit-ups and something like that.
Which I have to start again.
Which you have to start again. Or that we change the nutrition and eat mainly vegan now. It was a challenge as well. And now it's because we really feel that it's better for us. Now it's we wish to continue this even more often, and we have to focus on that as well, that we are doing this more strict. But it's now we found a way to adapt it in our life, and once you find this way to adapt it in your life and it's getting comfortable, then you can take on the next challenge. And what does not mean that you should only take one challenge at a time. I don't want to say this, because now if you want to get successful, then this is like it is. And you are personally successful when you personally reached your goals, and not if you just get better at your neighbor. I want to make this point clear.
That is very true. That is very true. Because it's the keep up with the Joneses is the saying that in the US is mainly used, but it's really that people is in Germany they call it something like social porn, because it's you really apparently and the Germans have a word for that. It's Schadenfreude, which means it's you are happy if somebody else fails. That's basically how to sum it up.
This is typical German.
This is typical German, and we can say that because we're German. So the thing is that is a lot of people, because when you have that life that is better than most people around you, you are thinking why should I push, because I have a good life. And to be honest, this is one of the hardest positions to come out of, because if you think about it, if you have no food on the table, if you have nowhere to live, and every day is a battle, you will fight every single day in order to have something to eat, to have a place to sleep, in order to better your life. But if your life is somehow okay, then you are becoming less likely to change, because why change? Because at the end life is okay. So you have you have a small car, you have a small apartment, and everything seems to be working out okay, and you earn $100 more than your friends, which allows you to throw an extra round in the bar on Friday night. And if your life is better than okay, so it's comfortable, and you count to the top 20% in your country for incomes, which is actually easier than you think, then it's like, yeah, but I'm better than like most of the people. I have more money. I can go on a summer vacation, and I can go on a skiing trip, maybe not to St. Moritz, but I can like go to other places. So it's like it becomes the more comfortable your life is, the less pressure you have to change. And if you then want to change, you have to find somebody that holds you accountable, what Jennifer talked about, and you have to put these challenges up, because that works. Because we humans, we're pretty competitive. If you put us up for a challenge, most of us want to win. We want to compete. I mean, this is how our DNA. It's not about how you are raised. It's actually in the DNA itself. Because if you think about it, like if you go back to nature and you remove all of the social stuff, then it's survival of the fittest. That's how nature envisioned it. And we as humans, we can be altruistic because we have that luxury and we can think. So we support also people that might be weaker than ourselves, and we don't crush them like it would be if you would be a pure animal. You would just kill them, just like because they are a competition and you are stronger, and you make sure you get rid of that competition. And we as humans, we deliberately decide that's not what we want to do. But is in our DNA still there is this, like, that nature wants the fittest to survive, the fittest to strive, the ones that want it the most change the world. And if you look at it, and Elon Musk for that is, I know he's like an example that a lot of people always refer to, but it's like that guy's vision is just incredible. It's like Steve Jobs when he envisioned that the world will have like iPhones and iPads and what. I mean, look at the latest MacBook Pro from Apple. I mean, the old MacBook was already really, really good and really good performance. And now they developed their own chip, which they didn't have to do, right? Because they could still use Intel chips and it would work. But the new chip allows to have the same computing power for half the cost, which is remarkable. And it's just because they are putting out the challenge to become better every single day. And that's the reason why they become better every single day. And this is also why I believe that Elon Musk put himself the challenge that he wants to put people on the Mars, I think by 2030. I don't remember the exact year when he wants to have them there, is because this challenge makes like the whole organization of SpaceX work toward that goal. Put in the hours, create the rockets, try to create the spaceship, and focus on how to get people there in less than a decade. Because he puts out the challenge and he challenges everyone. It's like, because now the race is on, right? Because now it's like, okay, who's the first one on Mars? Is it gonna be Musk? Is it gonna be Virgin Galaxy from Richard Branson? Is it gonna be like Jeff Bezos and his space company? So now they are putting on the challenge and they are like, okay, let's see who's gonna win.
But what has this, like, but this makes it happen that everybody works on it, because because they will overgrow themselves. They go beyond and beyond their how do you say what they can do, because they try to find a situation, like they try to find a way to make that happen. So it's not a question if we are going to the Mars somewhere. It might be not 2030, but we will be really very close in 2030, or like they make it even before. Like, it depends on the way and on the path they are going. But for sure, they pushing themselves to get better every single day and to make something happen, to create something new. And you will always have this kind of people. And maybe you find now to say, well, this sounds all really exhausting. This is what I get a lot of time to hear from friends. as well, that that they are happy to live in peace, and that they have everything basically settled, and everything, and they take on, like, if they take small challenges, and then they say, well, okay, this year this is this challenge, and but I'm happy if everything is settled. So to be honest, it would be too boring for me, but on the other side, our life is too exhausting for them. They don't want to live like we, and this is totally fine. You have to find your way, how you can grow your own life and to live with you, like after your expectations. But don't stop now if you don't reach your goal now. This is what I had this song this morning in my head, like, don't stop me now. I don't want to sing here, but it's
No,
but it's this is what I really want to share with you, that because we are in this situation right now, that we basically have this above average life we created for us,
way above,
and this is a really dangerous situation for us as well, not to stop here. Like, push further, and we are really grateful for our coach, because every time when we listen to him, like, it's not coming to our mind that we could ever stop, and he is pushing us as well, because he is pushing himself so hard. This is motivating us every day to continue, and I'm super excited to this coaching call with him in person, and between, like, the three of us. Or
but
it's this is as well really scary.
But it's also the thing we get in the Legacy Builders Platinum Club very often, is that because we are working so hard, because what we are doing, we inspire other people to better themselves as well, and especially the members in the club. We get very often the feedback as that, like, they do something because they see us doing it, and they think, well, I can do that too.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. You have to find that inspiring role model. But on the other hand, and you brought it up with the small challenges and big challenges, and I don't agree with small challenges, to be honest, because I find them totally uninspiring.
For you, but like others, like if they say, okay, the next level on the career, and to take on a new program on top on this on the life. This is like for some this is really, like, for you it's boring, because we have always, like, different types of challenges on our plate. And if we have not the feeling that the things are falling down because we have too much on our plate, somehow we are not happy. Don't ask me why. And I cannot believe that as well. But we have to find a way for that. But there are people, they say, well, that is enough.
Yeah, well.
But okay. They don't have the same goals as well.
That is true, but let's set all this fluff and puff aside. But the thing is that I mean, if your goal is, like, let's say you're working in McDonald's. It's like your first job, or you are working in the office as an office clerk. Same kind of thing. And you think, like, yeah, one day I want to be the manager of this 20 office clerks, or, like, I want to be the shift manager of McDonald's. I agree, it's a goal, but it's boring. It's boring.
Yeah, for you it's boring.
No, it's for everybody. It's boring.
No, it's not for everybody.
Of course, it's like if you it costs you the same amount of energy to think that you can, like, own your own McDonald's, or you can run the full company, or at least the subsidiary, than just a team of 20 people.
Yeah,
and wait, I'm finishing. The point is that if you are, it's like this is gonna be, and this is gonna inspire you to like to do so much more work that you will be way faster on this little goal, being the shift manager or being the manager of the team of the 20 office clerks, than anything else. As if you don't have the dream to become the vice president, then your chances of becoming the head of the department are very slim to none, because you're just not gonna put in the work that is necessary in order to get there. And I think that is true for everybody. I don't disagree with small goals, even though they are nothing for me. But it's like you have to, I think you have to put up the challenge and try the impossible to make the possible happen. It's, for me, it's that simple.
I disagree with that, but it's okay. Like you
You're
can
fine
choose.
to
Can choose
disagree.
for yourself, like how you think. I think like everybody has different goals in their life, and they don't want to have this. They don't want to have this hustle, and they take on step by step the things. They make their life. They want to have it, and it's tough and really exhausting as well to push through all the time, and not everybody wants that. So this is all what I'm saying, and I think then small challenges are as well really good, because at least you are growing. Like, just make sure that you are growing and not stopping. And this is you set up the frame. Like, your frame is totally different.
That's true.
And not everybody wants to do that. So important for 2021. It doesn't matter. Like,
Challenge.
if you have the opinion of Jan Mark or of me, like, keep on pushing. Find a way. Like, find somebody who holds you accountable. If you don't know somebody, ask us. Reach out to us. We find you somebody, or you can be part of our accountability sessions. And if you need challenges and if you don't know how to do it, like, you can reach out to us as well. Otherwise, like, put up on your challenge and make sure that somebody holds you accountable, and that you reach the goals that you end of next year, that you're saying, this is what I reached, and this is, I'm a better version of myself than I was the year before. This is the challenge for 2021 I put on here.
And I agree.
And with that, we wish you a happy new year.
Yes.
All the best. Celebrate and just a fabulous year 2021 with all the happiness and all the joy you wish for yourself. And you will see it will be phenomenal.
Correct. Enjoy the ride, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you want to get paid? Introducing Legacy Builders Global, where everybody gets paid. We don't create investors, we create legacy builders. Legacy Builders Global. Visit us at www.legacybuildersglobal.com.